Hey, it's V. How are you doing? In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate how to finish your raw edges with your sewing machine. I will be using these pressure foods that came with the sewing machine. I'm gonna try out all the overlock stitches on my sewing machine. I think many of you should have the bottom stitch as well. Let me know if you have it or not. I have here the fabric pieces that I will be using for this video. I normally use these as waxing strips, so some are and some are not cut with the grain line. This is obviously the right side of the fabric and this is the wrong side. I'm going to start with the regular pressure foot first. For the first method, sew a zigzag stitch along the edge and try to position the fabric so that the needle just missed the edge of the fabric. This is the damage that I've done. Give it a nice press for a nice looking finish. For method 2, you sew a zigzag stitch along the edge again, and then you want to sew a straight stitch right below the zigzag stitch. This will make it look more like a serging stitch. Here is a close-up look. In my opinion, it looks prettier than just the zigzag stitch. For method 3, sew a zigzag stitch. This time line up the pressure foot on the edge of the fabric. You can also narrow down the zigzag stitch, or you can make the width of the zigzag smaller or bigger. Just play around with it and see what fits best for you. Once you're done, trim off the excess fabric. This method is way easier because you don't have to look for the right position. You just simply trim the fabric close to the stitches. You should trim the fabric closer to the stitches than I did here. Method 4 is what I always do. I serge after I've sewn my panels together. It's the same process as the previous methods. What I noticed is that the stitches does not curl the edge inwards due to the double layer. So again, you can trim the excess of the fabric or finish it off with a straight stitch, whatever you prefer. Just do what feels best for you. And this is the damage that I've done with both pieces with the regular pressure foot. Next, I will be using this pressure foot. This is how it looks up close. This one has a guiding ledge. For this one, you want to line up the edge of the fabric against the ledge border of the thing, whatever you want to call it. Also be careful where you position the needle. I did hit the foot with the needle because I stepped on the pedal by accident like a dumbass, so be careful. Alright, with this pressure foot I was trying all the overlock stitches that I have on my sewing machine. This overlock foot makes it way easier to finish off the raw edges. When you're done with sewing, you want to remove the fabric piece from behind. As you can see here, I was struggling. So these are 3 of the overlock stitches that I have on my sewing machine. Let me know if you have one of these stitches on your sewing machine and if this overlock foot came with your sewing machine or not. If you want to share, of course. Now I'm trying the pressure foot with double layers. Also with this one, you cannot change the stitch width. It is usually the biggest zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. Read your manual for more info and use the wheel on your sewing machine just to double check if the needle is in the right position. Here I'm sewing a straight stitch with this foot. In the manual there is a warning that you should not use this overlock foot with other stitches and other stitch lengths. I did it anyway because I know what I'm doing and I do what I want to do. So don't be a copycat, do your research, read your manual before you copy someone, know what you're doing. Next up is the stitch, which they do not consider as an overlock stitch. You can see it with your own eyes. I should use the regular pressure foot. I didn't agree with it, so I did it anyways with the overlock foot. And I think this stitch is also a great way to finish off the raw edges, so I don't understand why they don't consider this one as a overlock stitch. The other thing is that this one looks exactly the same as the bottom stitch, and this one is also way faster to do than the bottom stitch. For a second I thought I did the wrong one, but it's exactly the same. Here's another shot. If you sew it in the fabric itself, it looks completely different, but if you use this one on the edge, they both look exactly the same. Now I'm trying all the stitches for the last time with both pressure foots, just for side-by-side comparison. Here are the results. I definitely would use the overlock foot over the normal one. It makes your life easier and you will get better results. If you're not able or don't want to get a serger, I highly recommend this foot. It does the job and you can find these for less than €1 on Ali. I will leave a link in the description also for Amazon. Also, the thing in the middle is making sure that the fabric stays flat and that the stitches falls nicely on the fabric. I wouldn't use any of the overlock stitches, to be honest. It goes way too slow compared to the zigzag stitch. I would only use the zigzag stitch and the other one that isn't considered as a zigzag stitch, because these ones are way faster than the other ones. Let me know if you would like to see more videos like this. If so, I will make more.